Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O, our Jennifer Intuitive, and my co-host is back. He is now a kahu.
I am.
A kahu kaleo.
Kahu kaleo.
He was gone doing kahu-like things.
Kahu-ish.
And for anybody who does not know what that is, why don't you go ahead and explain to them?
A kahu is a Hawaiian minister, actually.
Yeah, and
a Hawaiian minister.
You can do blessings and weddings and that sort of thing.
Spiritual counseling.
So while I was doing the show, he was doing kahu-like things, but he doesn't have those things to do today, so now he's back co-hosting.
That's correct.
And before we get into taking callers, we're going to talk about how this show came up. The show is Pure Positive Thought, and me and Kaleo had talked about it this week. It seemed to be a theme that was coming up over and over again with clients and with just friends and family. Even I've had issues with it myself in the past. And one of the things that I noticed is, why is it so easy when I'm doing my spiritual work with people, my spiritual teaching and my clients, it's so easy for people to, when they have an issue, to go right into fear or worry if they have a change. I mean, it's like autopilot. It's like automatic. You immediately go into, oh, what could happen? You know, how about, well, what are the worst things that could happen? How can I avoid these things that are going to happen? And that sort of thing. And they do not immediately, it's like you are trained to do this. You do not immediately, when I tend to point out, because a lot of times when I'm doing readings for people, there's actually a positive aspect to their changes and their things that are happening in their life. And when I tend to point them out and say, now, why would you think that way? How do you not go immediately to success or happiness or these things that could work out in a positive light? They're just like, I don't know. They don't, they don't understand. And I realized that it's trained. And so I started paying more attention to it, and I noticed, people, it's everywhere around you. It's everywhere. It's in the media. It's on the local news. It's on the MSN homepage. It's on CNN. It's on all this negativity, all this worry, all this fear. It's in all the newspapers. Your friends go, even if you're not reading the newspaper or doing whatever, your friends and family read the newspaper, and then they're afraid, so they bring it up and say, did you see this in the paper today, or did you watch, I was watching the show today. And as you know, because you've known me for a while, I don't watch the news and I don't read the newspaper. I have not done that for years because I don't want to be bombarded with the negativity of the worry and the fear, and I just don't need that in my life. And if you guys notice in the media and that sort of thing, the happy stories just don't get us. Do you ever notice they're at the end of the news?
Like if they have it. Yeah, they'll have a person of the week at the end of the week, and they'll have like a 60 to a 90-second blob on a person of the week that was like Mother Teresa, for example. Yeah. And you'll hear something about that. And there were experiments, too, in relation to some there were some psychology experiments related to people watching a scene from a war, and then people watching a scene, I'm simplifying this, by the way, and then people watching a scene of Mother Teresa working, and the different energies that they had as they were hooked up to electrodes and galvanic skin response, biofeedback machines, and the different calming effects of those kinds of things that you have. So the sensationalism of the bad news, so to speak. By the way, and I've studied a lot, spent a lot of money on positive programming type trainings and that kind of thing. Any one of those positive feedback guru type people will, almost every one of them says, don't watch the news. Do not watch the news. I refuse to. My husband has stopped watching the news. He watches it when I'm not around. Because he's a closet news watcher.
He's a closet news watcher.
But what they say about that is, if it's important enough,
you'll hear about it.
And you'll find out about it. Like there's a tsunami.
Like when there was a tsunami. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Folks, I did hear about the tsunami. It wasn't because I was watching the news. But people will start calling you, and the police going down the road will holler out, with that big microphone thing. So, but the thing is, the point of that is, when you have fear and worry, you put that out into the universe. You do that. It is your reality. It is your responsibility to create your reality, which is a wonderful thing. And
because you can make choice.
Because you can make choice. And, you know, people, what I would like you guys to do, the reason I'm doing this show is I would like you guys to pay more attention to, throughout your day, what's happening throughout your day and what you're being exposed to, what you're exposing yourself to, and what it starts getting you thinking, and how that affects your train of thought, and how that affects the way that your day goes on. Because what I love to do when I watch TV, again, as you know, I'm always watching comedies. I'm watching things that make me laugh all the time. And people have asked me about that, and why don't you watch this or why don't you watch that? And I'm like, because I have enough drama in my life, like really, you know, having to deal with kid stuff or whatever, that I don't want to do that when I watch TV. I want to laugh and have fun and enjoy myself. That's my downtime. That's not my let's stress me out time because of something they made up on TV. So, you know, that's the other thing. And the other thing with that, everybody, is we are going to take a couple of calls in a few minutes here so we can relate that to what you guys are doing. But you can't blame it on the media either. You cannot blame, blaming doesn't help. It doesn't help to blame, you know, everybody the way that the news works. Because,
that's escaping your own responsibility.
Exactly. And plus, that's just easier. Yeah. And then it doesn't change your train of thought. And you cannot, let's face it, you cannot go out and change all the media. And the reason that a lot of times media does that too is, you know, people might not watch. I don't know. Maybe people aren't watching if they're not, if they have those puppy stories or the Mother Teresa stories.
Sensationalism sells.
Yeah.
Bad news spreads faster than good news.
Right. And so that they're doing what they're doing, and it doesn't matter what they're doing. What matters is what you're doing and how. And so pay attention to what your train of thought is. Pay attention to how much you worry and how much you think that, and it's so limiting. When I have clients, I cannot believe the amount of people that just think that they cannot do something, cannot sell this piece of property, cannot change their career, cannot because and can't sell the piece of property because the economy's down, can't change their career because there are no jobs. They have all these can'ts. Yet I have another group of people, some of my clients I've been working with for a while, when they start changing their train of thought, they cannot believe the opportunities that come to them in career. They cannot believe how many people have turned around and looked at their house. You can't go, when you go into it being worried and afraid because that's what everybody's telling you, then that's going to affect what you put out to the universe and what comes back. You have to be open to understanding that the universe and your train of thought is bigger than what the media and everybody says about the economy, because if it wasn't, there would not be people thriving in this economy.
So if you're dealing with someone then, for example, that say you're dealing with a broker and an agent that says, well, you can't do this with your house because of the economy or whatever. What you want to, I think, recognize in that is you're dealing then with a person who has a can't attitude about something.
Well, you get another agent first.
Yeah, exactly. So the key being there, as soon as somebody starts telling you can't do something, then those, you want to find someone that says, well, we can find some options. Or
at least have an open mind. They don't have to be going, yes, we're going to sell this right away, but they need to have an open mind to, you know what, things are turning around. Somebody will very much need this place. I just worked with a client who did sell a house in California that was over $1 million. And, at first she was a little worried about it. And when I started working with her, they had undercut the market right away. And I said, hey, you put it on at this time and I see it selling within 2 months. And that's exactly what happened. But she went into it thinking, oh, okay, well, you know what? We can do this. We did undercut the market. We did do our research and that sort of thing. And one other thing I want to address before I get to this first caller is also health issues. That's a biggie with me that just makes me crazy. When the swine flu came out, and I'm sure they'll start with that again, how many times I have heard, and people are so afraid and they freak out. and they just are sure that, everybody's dying from the swine flu. And what they don't understand is how many people die from the flu anyways, but these are people that have low immune systems. And, you don't have to, if you want to, go ahead and get your shots for the swine flu, but I, in particular, with my family, I didn't do that because I believed and still believe you have no idea how many people will walk around with the swine flu, recover from it, and had no idea that they had it. They just didn't go to the doctor. It acted like a regular flu. They got over it, and it was gone. Mm-hmm. And my son actually had ended up getting the swine flu, and I took him in the doctor because it was a cough and a thing that he needed an antibiotic for, and he got over the swine flu just so fast. It was just a regular type flu to him. None of us acted like, oh my God, like, they act like it's smallpox or something. Right. But again, everybody, the pharmaceutical companies and all those people, they're wanting everybody to go get their flu shots. And I think that flu shots are wonderful for elderly people and different people like that. And if you feel like you want them, I think that great, go ahead and get it. But don't let that fear bottle up inside you so badly that you're scared to travel. Or
it's a belief in wellness. My daughter and her husband, as you know, were traveling in Central America
at that time,
and her husband's family was afraid to pick them up at the airport in Rapid City, but in Phoenix when they came back into the United States, and it was like, what are you talking about? And there were a couple of people that were paranoid about that, and I think basically what Jen's talking about here too is the belief in wellness, is the belief that I will get better, I will be better. My body is designed to take on these illnesses and to heal from these illnesses, so I have it within myself. And we're not recommending, by the way, that you don't see a doctor.
No, you absolutely should.
But the belief that my body will also, as long as I take care of it and fuel it with appropriate food and that kind of thing, those are a lot of different things you can do to take that into your own hands.
Well, and I just don't want them, all the people probably that freaked out about getting swine flu that never ever got it. Mm-hmm. Before, like I told my family, before then it was influenza A or whatever it was, and everybody freaked out about that, and now it's swine flu, and after swine flu, everybody gets okay with that, it'll be another type of flu. So it's just don't let it rule your world and your thought. We're going to take, this first caller's on Skype, it looks like. I don't have an area code for you. Can you hear us?
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You sound a little stressed, but okay, we'll go with fine.
Well, I'm okay. I hurt my knee. I've had a problem with my knee, and I fell and hurt it today. So that has
we're sorry to hear that.
Yeah, a little concerned. I'm still walking around and stuff, but it's painful. So I guess I'm just going to have to take it easy the next couple of days.
Yes, and I think that's why you hurt your knee, by the way. You needed to take a little rest. What question did you have today?
Okay, my question is I've had an opportunity to be in a relationship, and I've kind of been a bit standoffish about it because of fears, and I know that I'm bringing forward from my past, and I'm getting much better.
I have to stop you for a second because I loved what you said. I had the opportunity to be in a relationship. That really tells me a lot about your frame of mind and the way you're looking at that. But go ahead. You've brought some other fears into this from past.
Yeah, no, that's just it. That's just it. So I have the opportunity to be, and I'm just
paralyzed by the fear in a little bit. Well, let's talk about this a little bit more. This person is pursuing you to want you to get into a relationship with them, correct?
Yes.
And then I feel like you want to do it, but you're afraid that and you had mentioned yourself, it's like you're afraid of the way it's going to go once you get into it, or that this person's going to change.
Well, I think more than that is it goes back to the old afraid. Truly, when you get close to somebody and you open up to them, it's like revealing yourself, and just the fear of intimacy and the fear of rejection.
Well, and you have a fear of getting hurt. That's a huge one for you. You really got hurt in not one, but I believe 2 relationships.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. because I feel like there was two. I feel like you would have been okay if it would have just been the one, but the two really kind of did you into where you want to protect your heart. You kind of want to put a shield up around your heart. And, the thing is I feel like this person is quite a bit different than especially your last relationship. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And just for a little bit of my psychic insight, this person is completely different. And so you don't, and you know that because you mentioned it when I asked you. And what the thing is you've learned from your past relationships, and I think that you were very okay and comfortable with not being in a relationship, which is when this person come around?
Yes.
Okay. And so that, to me, I also feel like you were in a different place in your life, which drew this different type of person into your life. And so to kind of sum that up psychically, you're exactly right. You're bringing in some baggage with some other people that weren't even close to similar to how this person is. So it's not fair for you to bring that over into this relationship. I think that if you get into this relationship, it's going to take you a little while to relax, but you're really going to enjoy it. But the thing here is, if you let the fear paralyze you, you get a choice here. If you let the fear paralyze you into things that happened in the past, how are you ever going to have some enjoyment in the future, right? And because that those things happened in the past doesn't mean that you're going to allow that to happen in the future, because you would recognize those signs a lot quicker and you would make choices accordingly, correct?
Yes, correct.
And this is a different person, which you've noticed, and you can tell his sensitivity is a little bit higher and more gentle type of person, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you're not even in the same situation. You're not in the same situation at all. So please don't limit yourself to, if you choose to limit yourself and be tied by fear, which you can if you want to, you're never going to get the really amazing gift of being able to experience a really great relationship that doesn't hurt your heart. You're not going to be able, you're going to deprive yourself of that opportunity just because you're afraid to test it. You're going to miss something really great. And you know what? You recovered from those other two fine.
Yes.
And you would never go through those circumstances in the same way ever again because you're older and wiser and that sort of thing. So you are never going to experience that type of stuff again, and have confidence in yourself that you learned from that, and you know you'll never put yourself in that position again, and take it a little bit slow if you choose to go into this relationship and allow yourself to open and just see what happens. You don't have to jump in, like you're jumping off the high dive right away, but you definitely can, get into the relationship slowly and at least test it and feel a little bit better and test it and realize that you put something completely different out there in this relationship. So your choice is to, be paralyzed by the fear and just and live just thinking that way, or to experience something really cool. And I think that you would be a little bummed if you missed this opportunity.
And remember, by the way, that we get what we focus on. So if you're really kind of carrying, it's exactly what Jen is saying. If you carry that past stuff into this, then it kind of
it'll manifest.
You're attached. Yeah, it'll manifest, and you're attaching yourself to something that shouldn't exist in something fresh.
And you have nothing to lose. You might as well, you might as well just, if you choose to go into it, just try it and take a different approach. I already feel like you're a different person from before, so you've done some work on that. So have confidence in yourself.
And take those past experiences, in relation to recognizing something that goes a little bit awry, if it does, and then, compare it to that rather than this always happens. It's like, okay, I've got some experience now.
And you've learned.
Yeah, and I can learn from that. I can take this in and be cautious, but be optimistic. And
take it a little bit lighter, hon. Have some fun with this one. I mean, get into it and just enjoy the funness of it. Don't worry about how committed you are in it, and don't worry about how long it's going to go. Just enjoy it. I feel like that's one thing that you may be missing if you're not careful, is just enjoyment of having somebody that you like to laugh and have fun with, because I think you will really laugh and have fun with this person quite a bit.
Yeah, have them come over and ice your knee.
Yeah.
What did he say? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, I said have him come over and ice your knee.
Yeah, I know, but you see my knee being okay too. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just really a sign for you to slow down. I think you've been doing a little too much, or you haven't taken some time for yourself. And it seems to be that when you in particular are slowed down, you tend to think a lot. So it's kind of trying to get you to filter through some of your emotions about this type of thing. And maybe had you call us today. So
right. That's true. That's true. Okay. All right.
You have a wonderful time, and just enjoy it. You're older, you're wiser. You know, it's not the same.
Okay. So just take it one day at a time and let them know that I'm ready to move forward.
Absolutely. Enjoy every day.
Okay.
Don't look so far down the road.
No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. One day at a time. Okay.
All right. You have a good day. Okay. And just for everybody, I'm going to keep taking some callers, but my website, if you want more of a, private consulting session, it's the JenniferOPsychic.com. And I also have a Facebook on there, and my Facebook name is Jennifer O Intuitive. We're going to be doing some YouTube stuff this week, so I'm going to be putting some YouTube stuff on my Facebook page. So if you're not on there, you definitely probably want to get on there. And I'm also HawaiiPsychicGen.com. So go to the website, check it out, put me on your friends, on your Facebook stuff.
And she's also a mom and a wife.
Yeah. It looks like another Skype. Hanny?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you today?
I'm good. And you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Netherlands.
Oh, nice to talk with you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
What can I help you with today?
Yeah, I have a question. I just have a really quick comment about this pure positive thinking process. I just wanted to say that I really agree with you that, it's quite a cliche. A lot of people say, the power of positive mind or thinking. But I think that it really can change the way you look at life. And if you always try and see the silver lining, your environment can change because of that as well. And the people, the way they react towards you as well. So
it
I just
absolutely
wanted to say
will change. That's a very good point, Henny. It does change how the world reacts towards you, how people react towards you. Because when you become when you're thinking positive and you're enjoying your day, and you're literally just enjoying your day, because that's another thing with a pure positive thought. You need to start finding the happiness just in your day. And when you walk around just enjoying that you got to spend time with your kids or enjoying the meal that you had with a friend and just enjoying that and stop thinking long-term goals all the time, when you're just enjoying your day every day, the universe knows what your long-term goals are. So when you're vibrating at that high level from just pure happiness, it starts manifesting those other goals. So it's not like you have to be thinking those other goals all the time. And also people come into your life, people react to that, and it affects your whole life in general, and that's a very, very good point. But it affects, and one thing that's really funny is I had somebody mention to me the other day, they were in construction and they were talking about all these people bidding, and if anybody's in construction, they know that right now either it's kind of fast or famine depending on where you're at. But they were saying all the people that are winning all these bids, or all the people that like win the lottery or whatever, they're people that don't need it, and they're people that already have a bunch of stuff and they have a wonderful life and whatever. And what they don't understand is that's because these people really truly enjoy life on a daily basis, and they enjoy what they're doing, and they're enjoying just being happy. And when you're in that place of happiness, in that place of, life is wonderful, and even if you lost your job, maybe you're going to find another job, and maybe it's going to be a better job, and they're in that train of thought, more good things come to them constantly. So it's almost like they're showered with more, winning more. They expect good to happen, so if good happens to them, they get more of the construction bids. They get more of maybe winning. You've heard of people that won the lottery not once but twice. These things, they expect it to happen, and they really enjoy what they're doing, and so good things continue to happen. It's just that you don't hear about that as much. So your friends aren't like that as much. Your family's not like that as much. Do you know?
Yeah, I have one family member that he's always been, how I know him, he's always been really negative. So he's always seen anything that can go wrong. And then things do go wrong. And then he
exactly.
says, I told you it's going to go wrong, but
exactly.
And I love that. It's like you almost want it to happen.
Right, and I love that you brought that up because it works the opposite way. It absolutely works in the opposite way. If you expect things to go well and you see things go well, then things start going well, and then everybody's going, why are things always going so well for that person? And then more things go well, and it's like a chain, and with the negative. But the reason I had brought up the show and the reason I wanted to do the show today is because I've noticed that I would say 80% of the people that I deal with, and clients, friends, family, they are stuck in the way that your family member is, not necessarily to the extreme like your family member is, but they don't notice that they're stuck. So the point of the show is I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention to just pay more attention to where your thought process is throughout the day. Pay more attention to if you're stuck in traffic. Maybe there's a reason that you're stuck in traffic. Maybe you are supposed to be a little late. Maybe you missed getting, somebody, a bumper scratch or something. Or maybe you were supposed to meet somebody that you wouldn't have run into if you were a little bit late. So instead of constantly going to I knew this was going to happen, I'm late, then just check your train of thought and change it to the positive and just see what happens, because everybody that's out there, you don't have anything to lose, and just try it for a couple of days and you'll be amazed at some of the things that happen. So I love that you call in and reaffirm that. Did you have anything else?
I don't know if you have time, but I just wanted to know about love life as well. I'm just single, and I'm just wondering, I know I will meet somebody because I feel it in the air, kind of, but I'm just wondering what you feel or sense.
Okay, you're talking about relationship. You've been single for a while.
Yeah, I'm single now. Yeah, so just wanting to meet somebody special.
I think that you actually do meet somebody special probably in about 3 months. I'm seeing in September-ish. But one thing I want to tell people is when I do times on the show, I'm usually pretty accurate on that, but I also don't want anybody holding on to times. I want, and you do have somebody incredibly special coming into your life. And I see that it's going to be a long-term thing, some common interests. And do you like to, I think he fishes or something. Are you around a fishing community or like something that has to do with ocean and?
Well, I'm going to move. I'm going to move. I'm trying to find a new job, and I'm going to move very close to the sea. So close to Amsterdam, Rotterdam.
That's where you do move, and I'm seeing the fishing. And because I'm seeing that, the sea, because I'm seeing all that, and it seems like there might be commercial fishing that's in that area or something. I don't know if you know.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, near there or something. But anyways, I feel like that's a really great move for you, and my gosh, you're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it.
Well, I want to move to Australia, so that's really nice near the beach and everything. But
yeah,
okay.
And also, I believe that the person that you meet that's really special they have something to do with boats and fishing and stuff. Like they seem to be near the sea, so that seems to be something that's coming for you, and you really have a great time together.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and thank you for calling. Have a wonderful day. Nice to hear from you. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. We've been getting a few calls from the Netherlands lately. 561 area code. Can I help you?
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Good.
This is Kasha calling from Florida, and I have also a love-related question.
Okay.
My ex-boyfriend just contacted me this week, and I'm kind of wondering about that. And then also I met someone about a month ago. His name is Daniel, and I was wondering if you see that possibly developing into a relationship or what his intentions are.
I just have a couple of different things. The boyfriend or the other guy, the ex-boyfriend, yeah, that didn't go really well the first time. Well, obviously it didn't, or he wasn't your ex, right? It just seemed like there was a lot of fighting or a lot of turmoil with that relationship. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
that relationship was really unhealthy for you. Well, it was unhealthy for both of you, yeah? Because it's not healthy when people are battling with each other like that. One of the things, and I'm kind of glad that you brought this up, is some people don't bring out the best in each other. And
that is so true. I used to tell them, you bring out the worst in me. Why do you want to be with me? And that's why I'm wondering why he's still pushing the envelope. It's like, leave it alone. Well, and that's the thing is, if you two are with other people, you may be with other people that really bring out the best in both you guys. But together, you really don't bring out the best in each other. And it's not fair for either one of you. You just seem to be the stronger one in that case, to like kind of recognize that. He's sort of going more with, he seems more fly by the seat of his pants type of, I'm feeling this way right now, so I'm going to pursue these feelings. You seem to like, you analyze it a little bit more and look more deeper into it and realize that it wasn't good for either one of you. So I just feel like if you were to get, and you really, you still have kind of a connection. You have a special place in his heart. So, I think that you guys can still talk and be friends and do all that. But as far as a relationship, I think you'd get right back into the turmoil of things. And that doesn't do you guys any good. The other thing is, it seems like you kind of like to have a relationship in your life. Does that sound right? Like you kind of, you like enjoying having, company or think people to do stuff with? Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And, a lot of people are like that. You're not alone. I feel like this new guy will be temporary if you decide to date with him or get into a relationship. And I feel like you have to start getting some other stuff that you enjoy doing and get to a point where, I feel like you're going to repeat getting into some with people that you're not right. You're drawing in the wrong type of people is what I'm trying to say. You keep drawing in the wrong type of people that are not clicking with you and are not going to be working out with you. It just seems like there's some turmoil that happens, and I think that you need to just come to a place where, I really don't need to have somebody right now because I'm enjoying this part of my life or I'm enjoying that. I feel like you don't have anything else that you're pursuing that you're really loving, that you're really passionate about, so you kind of go the relationship route because you get something from that and you enjoy that. And I feel like if you continue to do that, they're going to be not so long-term relationships. So I'd like to see you try to find a hobby. That sounds really funny, but what happens is, and this happens with people a lot in relationships, is once they veer away and draw their attention away from being in a relationship, I swear to God, you will get a relationship knocking on your door. I'm not even kidding you. It's the craziest thing. But you're kind of going out there seeking a relationship, and I don't like the type of people that's drawing into your life. So you need to shift your attention away from being in a relationship right now. Do some things that you really enjoy, travel, whatever. I mean, save towards travel. Do something that you're really enjoying just for you. And that sounds very cliche, and people hate it when I say that, but I'm not even kidding you. That's when the good people come.
The accurate thing there is when we really develop a relationship. This might sound a little weird, but when we develop a relationship, as Jennifer's talking about, with ourselves, then a good relationship with ourselves and doing things that we're happy about, then that's when those people start to show up.
Well, and in particular with you, just having more fun on your own. Mm-hmm. I feel like you in particular feel like you kind of need to be in a relationship to be having some fun. And you need to just go out have some fun doing something you really enjoy. And once you just start having fun every day, regardless of if you have a relationship or not, that's when a relationship comes in. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I've been kind of slacking because it's summertime and I'm not back in school, so that's probably why I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, you're not doing anything fun, though. You're not doing anything that, like, you're really passionate about and going out and going, God, I'm excited for today because I get to go out and do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need to get that. And, like, again, it sounds really cliche, but you will not believe how that will change your life around. You'll be shocked. And, just try it. You don't have anything to lose. You can try it, and then you can call me up and say I was wrong if you want to later. But
okay, thank you, Jennifer.
But I think you'll probably call me up and tell me I was right. So Otherwise, I wouldn't be telling you that. So try it and just go out and enjoy yourself some more. And yeah, you really are lacking some passion in your life. You really need to get some other things going, some other things you enjoy. So you're kind of bored. So, okay.
Well,
go
thank
find
you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Okay. 253 area code. What can I help you with?
Hi, thank you for taking my call. I'm enjoying your show.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm enjoying the call.
Excellent. My name is Allison, and I've got about 2 weeks left to find work. I've been looking for almost 2 years. It's really, really bad where I live. In fact, I know I need to leave the town where I live and trying to get over to the next town across the bridge here. So, not that there's any better opportunities there, but the signs where I'm living here are just so abundantly get out, get out, get out, get out. So that's. But I've got 2 weeks left. And then the unemployment's over. So it's really come down to a pretty critical situation.
Okay. Were you considering going and staying with a family member somewhere?
No, those doors are not available.
Okay. Or a friend? Was there somebody that you can? No.
No.
Okay. Is it just you? You have no options.
It's just me. Yep.
Okay. Well, because I do feel that the town that you're in is it's hard to find work there, and it just. I mean, I feel like what you're looking for is really not available or something. But it would suit you best to move out of that town.
Yes.
Have you downsized yet? Have you sold most of your things?
Yep.
Okay, so you're downsized as far as you can go?
At this point, yep.
Yeah, okay. So I'd like to see you actually check into seeing if you can move, or what I would suggest to you is check all your options on seeing about moving and that sort of thing. And I still see you possibly living with somebody, so I don't know if it's a room in a house that you rent or, maybe like a studio part of a place or maybe room with or what do they do when they roommate with somebody? They advertise open
shared rooms.
Yeah, shared rooms or something.
Shared homes.
And I feel like you should start looking also at I feel like that wherever you might do the shared room thing or the roommate type thing, that there may be a place very close to that where you start out part-time. And and it's okay because I feel like you're you want a full-time position and you're kind of concerned about doing part-time because it seems like the hours are really low. But it seems like that gets you back on your feet right away or gets you, a little bit income coming in right away. And then you keep applying and you find something else from there. So don't worry about taking necessarily the little or a small amount of hours job because I feel like that's the thing that's going to be offered to you. It seems like it's even maybe 20 hours or under, but it seems like that makes you want to panic. But I would take that and just keep looking because it seems like that's your stepping stone to getting into a 40-hour place. And what kind of work were you previously doing? Is there like factories around there or something? What kind of
I am. Well, I don't know what you mean by previously doing. It depends on what time of my life you're talking about. I'm sorry?
Like the 2 years ago, what type of work are you looking for or whatever?
Well, what I'm looking, there's two really different answers to that question. What I'm looking for and what I have to put up with are way different answers. I had spent a long career in editing and writing, mostly newspapers, all kinds of business. Most of my career is in Japan, but I've been reduced to. Living here, I've been reduced to, delivering phone books. I worked in a warehouse. I've done a lot of real low-level food service jobs. Been a cleaner.
So you have a lot of background. Well, look at doing the shared, just look around at a neighbor town, and there's some, like I said, there's a room type situation that I think that you get into, and keep applying, because there'll be something that comes up that's part-time work for you, but then that'll be stepping to the other stuff. And did you used to write?
I do write.
Okay, keep writing, because that seems to be a big thing. Keep writing. And do that while you're doing your other stuff, because I kind of think that you get into writing more eventually, and maybe like a book or something. Like it seems to be a longer.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yes, I'm working on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So just do the bare minimum for the other stuff, work on that book, and keep doing some research with some agents and stuff, because I think that that'll eventually be the route that is more successful for you, okay?
20 hours just is not going to pay my bills, and I don't have an extravagant life. 20 hours is not going to, it's just not realistic. It has to be, especially at the wages here, which tend to be minimum wage. 20 hours just isn't it. I mean, this isn't. I can't take care of my minimum expenses on that. So.
Well, I have to take the next caller. So good luck with your situation, and hopefully things look up for you there. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. We have a area code 203. Aloha. Area code 203. Can you hear us? I don't know if they can hear us or not. Anyhow, we have about 4 minutes left. And 203, if you can hear us, just start talking at some point in time. I'll just leave you on there for a minute.
On the last caller, if I may.
Go for it.
Yep. One of the things that is very difficult when you get squeezed like that, it can feel very difficult when you get squeezed and, something like unemployment running out, you're living in a very oppressed economic area, and it becomes difficult to, as the show is on pure positive thought form. However, that becomes a practice and a belief, and as we get condensed in things and that fear base kind of comes up, we can start to really focus on that, and then this won't work, and this won't work, and this won't work, which is true. It won't work. So we need, being able to really energize our belief system by just, taking one step at a time. Like the saying goes, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. And making a move like you were talking about, find the affordable shared bedroom type house. Move one little step at a time toward what we need. I tend to, if I'm not careful and I don't practice those things, I tend to want to go for the home run.
Right.
I'm waiting for the home run. I'm waiting for the parting of the Red Sea, and I'm not even at the Red Sea yet.
Right.
So it's taking one little thing at a time and one little positive step at a time. One thing that you can do every day, maybe not, rather than the whole big picture, which can really bring that fear base up and interfere with the positive.
The big picture. But the thing with the 20 hours, too, with that caller is 20 hours is better than no hours. Yeah, I mean, whether you can't pay your bills on no hours either. So, and I can feel the fear of her being afraid and not being able to pay stuff. And you know what? You might not just be able to pay those bills at that time.
I said to someone the other day, as a matter of fact, they were looking for work, and they were like, well, they were going to take a job at $8 an hour at a fast food place. Okay. And they were like, but I don't want to take $8 an hour at a fast food place. I said, isn't that $8 more an hour than you're making now?
Right, exactly.
And they were like, well, yeah. And I said, well, is there anyone that you know that wouldn't take an $8 an hour raise for whatever they were doing? Because so then you start looking at it and thinking about it differently.
Right. Well, and the other thing, that's the thing is you start thinking about it differently. But I mean, there's been a lot of, you had I can't even believe I can't remember the name, the Harry Potter. She was on welfare. She didn't have any money, and she continued to write. And I think that woman's gift is really writing. Mm-hmm. And I really do see her being successful, or at least getting the book that she's doing.
That door will open.
Yeah, somewhere that door will open. And she may, we may not be able to pay our bills at some point in time. I think everybody has, or a lot of people has been to that place. Where, you haven't been able to pay your bills for whatever time or another when you were 17, 20, or 40, it doesn't matter. So, you may not be able to pay your bills at that point in time, but that doesn't mean that things can't always get better. That doesn't mean that you can't, again, figure out how to get out of that situation. That doesn't mean that 20-hour job hours doesn't turn into 40, and that doesn't mean that your book that you're writing doesn't get picked up and then all of a sudden you get an advance possibly that helps you pay for those bills that you couldn't pay. That doesn't mean that you can't, you know what I'm saying?
And life runs in cycles, just like the seasons. Life runs in cycles.
And what for everybody else that's out there, and we're going to be off the air shortly, I'll finish a little bit afterwards. My website again is JenniferOPsychic.com. But for everybody, there's a lot of this going around. It's not just the woman that called the unemployment stuff is running out, that sort of thing. That does not mean that you have to be in the situation where, yes, if your unemployment's running out, other people's unemployment's running out too. But say you have two people where the unemployment's running out and you're in similar situations where you cannot pay your bills and that sort of thing. I know people like that. You can either do what you can do and know that you can go up from there, know that opportunity might be around the corner, know all of these different things, or at least just be optimistic, as long as you can, feed yourself and that sort of thing. You may not be able to pay the visa bill for that week, or you may not be able to pay the car payment for that week. I know people in those situations. That doesn't mean it can get better. That doesn't, you have the Donald Trumps that have filed bankruptcy. I know several people myself that have filed bankruptcy, lost everything that they've had, lost cars, lost houses, lost everything, could not pay their bills, did have to file bankruptcy, lost houses or, things that they've built their whole life up, and felt very panicky and were the same as that woman who called in. But then now those same people, their lives are going very well. Their lives, that's not where you land and stay. You don't just stay where, necessarily where you're just like in poverty or something of that nature. But you can come out of that. You can recover from that, and things can be even better. Some of those people that I know, their life now is better than they ever were a couple of years ago when they filed bankruptcy. So, things can get better and better. And again, I think that,
it's not something you want to have happen.
No, and it's scary.
It's what you do with it afterwards.
It's absolutely
what you believe in yourself and that kind of thing.
It's absolutely, and that you believe that it can still, even if you hit rock bottom, that you can still go up. That's the thing. It's not just thinking that rock bottom is where you're going to stay. And like with that, especially with that caller again, those aren't going to pay your bills. And you know what? If you can't pay them, you can't pay them at that point. There's you can only go up from that, and you have to figure stuff out and just keep going up. So hold on to the positive as best that you can. And I'm sorry for everybody out there that is in that situation, but it doesn't help to go into the fear and worry at that point. I mean, you automatically do that, but it doesn't pay your bills to do that. You can sit there and be afraid and worried and still not get your bills paid and put that energy out to the universe. Or you can be, you know what, I'm doing the best I can, we can only go up from here, and still not get your bills paid. You can do both. But when you're I'm doing the best I can, the only way I can go up from here, I'm going to be writing, I'm going to be doing all these things. Eventually something's got to change. Eventually this will be done, and maybe this will give me an opportunity. If I eventually take this 20-hour job, maybe it'll turn into a 40-hour job. Maybe I'll run into somebody who is interested in what I'm writing. Maybe they will know somebody that actually can use me in a better position. If you take that attitude, that's what you send out to the universe.
And when you get out there, you never know.
You never know. You run into people at the strangest places.
Stevie Nicks at Fleetwood Mac, I believe, by the way, real quickly, because this woman's a writer, and she said something about, I work in food service, blah, 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 blah. Well, before she was picked up by Fleetwood Mac, her music career was, she was waiting tables. And someone heard her CD and went, I want these people. So she kept doing what she was doing, but she kept making ends meet. Like a lot of people have. You never know who you're going to meet. And you may be working in a restaurant and meet someone who comes in, or who may be working there that's in a similar boat with us. Let's get together and let's network together. I know some people, some
exactly.
People, you never know, so just keep.
I ran into David Copperfield when I was waiting tables. I actually waited on him when I was young, but if I did magic, who would have known?
Yeah.
But and I also could not pay my bills sometimes when I was younger. I mean, then at that point you have to pick and choose what bills you pay, and you have to just figure life out. You have to just keep going every day. It's there's just a process that you have to go to. So many of us have been in that boat, not being able to pay our bills at some time or another. I definitely sympathize, but it's what you do. You can either make yourself, sick trying to figure it out, or you can just try to find the rainbow in the clouds and see what opportunity presents itself. You find people, opportunities in the very most strange places. I'll tell you, I have found more of my friends and more people that have drawn me opportunities in places I never would have imagined. Strange workplaces, you know what I mean, just odd places like the Stevie Nicks thing. So good luck, everybody out there. And to wrap up the show, because we are way off the air right now, just try to see where your train of thought is. And if you do tend to worry and be fearful, please try to change that around and just see what happens for you. The point of the show is I really just want to get everybody to just understand where their thought process is and understand how that affects their life and understand how that correlates with the universe and what is bringing into your life. On those days you're having a really great day, really amazing things keep happening to you. You keep, things pop up, you get opportunities or the thing, someone does your laundry for you or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're having a really bad day, you hit your knee on something and then you had an unexpected bill, So just try to ease your worry, try to think more about the success and happiness in the world and not so much about why you should be afraid in the world.
And I think it was Henry Ford that said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Exactly. You set your own limitations. And aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.